Good evening and a very warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us today on this data analytics webinar. My name is Ravi and I'm a program manager at UpGrad. Today I have here with me Dr. Satnam Singh, who is a chief data scientist at Acalvio Technologies. He'll be talking about how data analytics is changing industries and how can one make a successful career shift in the field of data analytics. So a quick introduction about Satnam Singh. Satnam Singh is one of the extremely well-renowned data scientists in India. He has been working in the field of data science for the last 10 plus years and has filed more than 10 payments and has more than 30 technical publications. He is regularly invited as a panelist at a lot of national conferences. Previously, he has worked as a principal data scientist with Samsung, where he helped to build better smartphone applications through big data. He is an alumnus of IIT Roorkee, and he holds a MS from University of Wyoming. He has also a doctorate in data analytics from the University of Connecticut. For the agenda of today's webinar, I'll hand over the control to Satnam Singh, where he'll discuss on the topic. Post that, we'll take a few questions on the topic. Finally, I'll spend some time talking about UpGrad and IIIT Bangalore's data analytics program, and we'll close with a few questions on the program itself. I'm handing over the control to you, Satnam.
Thank you, Ravi. All right. So welcome everybody, and it's good to be here and talking to you guys. And as Ravi said, we're going to be talking about how the data analytics is shaping the industry and also how to make a career shift. So first of all, as all of you are here and listening to us and trying to know more about data science, that very fact that you are here and spending your quality time and listening to us, that itself speaks a lot, that you are highly motivated to learn about data science. So what I will do is I will just use one PowerPoint here to sort of walk through with my thoughts, and then at any point you can ask a question, and Ravi will be moderating the questions, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. So let me do my share my application here, and let's see here. All right. Okay. So what you see on the screen is just a picture of a climbing trip I had in Badami, and it's a wonderful time over there. And basically a reflection of anything you want to achieve is achievable. You have to push your boundary, and that's all it is about. So a little bit about the various roles in data science. So what you see over here is there are various roles like data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, principal data scientist, data science director, chief data scientist. And these are various titles, and maybe you can also call it as so-called progression in the career path. A data analyst is something typically when what you have studied and how much you have studied, at some point you have to do data analysis. So you start with a data analyst, and then you progress. You do the cleanup cleanup of the data, or you do massage of the data, and you spend like 70-80% of the data to get the data into a form so that it can be analyzed by any algorithm. And then the data scientist's role is a little more like you do data analysis, you also do data engineering, but at the same time you also speak to the business organization, and then also you communicate the results to your business leaders. And then the next step, where you have the principal data scientist or the data science director, where maybe some more folks will be working with you in your team, and you will be mentoring them and you will be guiding them. And when you come to a chief data scientist, there actually you have a bigger role. You have to set the stage for the direction of the company. You will be defining the data science product, and you will be responsible for the whole roadmap and guiding the team and mentoring the team and so on. So this is a picture. I just got motivated by Rocket Singh, and he's in this movie he was the best salesman, and in my mind, data scientist is also a salesman, and obviously, they are the new rock stars of IT. But what it takes to be a data scientist, let me share my thoughts. So first of all, you need to be a storyteller, and that's what in this picture you are. That person is telling the story, and you need to give uh, a story of the product which you are building using the data. Well, you got to be a software coder, an expert software coder, and your software skills should be high up on the radar. Um, you got to swim in the data, a good swimmer. So what that means is you need to relate with the domain and then pick out the data sources and the fields that are relevant for the case that you are investigating. And got to be a statistician, and the knowledge of machine learning and the data science. That is definitely is one of the foundation for a data scientist. So ultimately, you have to relate with the business. So you got to be business savvy. It can't be purely academic. So it has to relate with the business and some particular use case and a particular problem that you are trying to solve. So I'm just going to share my story of how I became a data scientist, and uh, what kind of problems I solved. And this is a picture of a rock climbing event at Savandurga in Bangalore. And I like this picture a lot because it just shows that it's a journey, and it's not like there is only uh, just a one or two steps and then you got to it. It's a journey, and you enjoy the journey, and then you will achieve what you aim for. So when we talk about data scientist skills, we talked about the software skills, we talk about the statistics, machine learning, and so on. But there are some more skills those are required, and one of them is domain knowledge. So you got to have a domain knowledge, and that's where I think many of you may have questioned that how do we get the domain knowledge? I would say that you have to get it in the domain where you're working. So you may be working in, say, automobile domain or healthcare, whichever domain you are working with. uh, it's better to look out for a problem with, for which you have a data, and then you can actually leverage the data science to solve it. And that's the best way to get started. So at this point, let me check with Ravi. Is there any questions so far?
No, Satnam, we don't have any questions. You can proceed.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I will walk through with a couple of case studies from my experience. And I have worked in multiple domains, and uh, I just picked up a couple of case studies from my past experience. And I won't be explaining a lot of details, but I'll just give you a flavor of the different domains where I have worked and where I've used the data science to solve a problem. So my first domain is information security, and this is a burning problem. Uh, if you look at the number of data breaches which are happening, they are into thousands. And this is the data from Verizon Data Breach Report, and it shows that more than 2,000 data breaches occurred in 2015. And if you look at the number of incidents, they are more than 100K. So that's a lot. And the primary motivation is money. And if you just, having a Yahoo account, then I think you have to be watchful, right? Because just 2 days back, a billion Yahoo accounts, the they were actually compromised. They were compromised long time back, but news came back just now. So I'm pretty sure you are one of them. So you have to be watchful, and hopefully you have changed your password and taken some more preventive actions. So these security attacks are coming to us, and more or less now with all the mobile wallets and the money being in our mobile phones, I think there will be a lot more attacks going forward. So just to set the stage in the enterprises, how it is happening when we talk about a security, it's pretty much about perimeter-based security controls. Just like if you look at any fort, and this is a picture of Amber Fort in Jaipur. You make big walls, you make a big fort, and then you think that you have secured the people and the assets inside that fort. But what about if somebody walks in the door with the proper credentials and with the proper iCard, but he may be a thief, right? So that's the thing. What is happening with our enterprise security system as well. Enterprise security enterprise infrastructure systems, you typically have a router, a firewall, and a couple of hosts and the servers and things like that, right? So what attackers do, they will do some kind of a phishing attack, and they will get into the system very easily in few minutes. And once they are within the network, then uh, they will steal the further higher level credentials and move on and steal the data. Now, if we talk about data here, there are a lot of data sources in information security. There are data sources from routers, firewalls, switches. You collect the data from there. You collect the data from firewalls. You collect the data from endpoints and from applications. And if you look at the data science techniques which are being used in security so far, they have been primarily anomaly detection. And anomaly detection is, if you look at the anomaly detection, it's primarily you come up with a baseline, and then you say how far away is your signal from the baseline, and if that particular signal or instance is away from the baseline, then you call it as anomaly. And there are a whole bunch of algorithms being used for anomaly detection. So anomaly detection is one of uh, the foundation of security data science, to monitor networks, to monitor the user behavior, and it is one of the key set of algorithms which are being used for security data science. Now, this shows a one application where one particular industry is completely built on a top of data science, and that is the security data science. And another one field which is also coming up is deep learning. So people are using deep learning to do the malware classification. That is another use case and another application of security data science. In our work, we are coming up with another variation of security data science, and it is called deception triggered security data science, where we combine the deception and the security together to give a lot more insights about attacker, his behavior, what kind of things he is after, what are his motives, uh, what kind of assets he is trying to go after, and many more things. And we can be proactive, and we can be more do a lot more active security using this deception trigger security data science. So let me switch the gears and pick up another case study. And this case study is from smartphones, where we leverage the data sources from social and the user, and as well as the sensor, to combine and give enriching experience to the user. And we uh, did this personalization by combining the data sources and leveraging whole bunch of machine learning and the text mining. And let me give you one specific example. So if you look at this particular case, we have pictures, and the very genuine question it comes that can we do a smart grouping, right? And I mean, this is a few years back, but now we see the smart grouping based on the tags, we see a smart grouping based on the objects, and it's a very good application of deep learning, where the deep learning identifies the objects in the images and then it groups it. This is another application which we solved at a few years back. We wanted to remove the duplicate names, and we wanted to give sort of a pictorial contacts. And this problem we solved using the text mining. So let's move on and pick up another case study. This is from automobiles. And in the case of automotives, you collect whole bunch of data when the car has any problem, it has some faults, and typically that kind of data includes DTCs, warranty claims, and operating parameters. And you collect that data and you store it in the data sources, in databases, and then you analyze them. So in this particular case, what we did was we analyzed the DTCs, the error codes, and the vehicle parameters associated with it, something like engine speed, vehicle speed, and powertrain voltage. And our objective was to detect and find intermediate faults. And here you actually formulate this as a classification problem, and we actually solved it as an entropy decision forest, using entropy decision forest. And it gave a whole bunch of trees to the quality engineer, and that helped the quality engineers to reduce the analysis time from couple of days to couple of minutes, right? So just to recap what we talked about the various uh, skills that are required by data scientists to solve the business problems. And then we also picked up a couple of case studies that are required, that are being solved using the data science. So I think with this, I'll just open up for the uh, questions, and then we can take it forward from there.
Hi, hi Satnam.
Yeah, hi.
So we have a few questions.
Yeah.
So this is one person called Pradeep who wants to ask, how can a finance graduate make a transition to data analytics? And to learn about it, what all areas does he need to get trained in?
Yeah, hi Pradeep. Thanks for your question. And so I don't know, how many years of experience you have in finance, but let's say if you have a lot many years of experience in finance, so that's a good thing. You have one solid domain knowledge with you. So there are a couple of other skills which you need to acquire along with the domain. Is you need to acquire software development skills, statistics knowledge, machine learning knowledge, and obviously your application knowledge. That how do you apply all this together to solve a particular problem in a financial domain. So, I mean, in your finance domain, we always there are problems like how do you predict what the stock market is going to be, or what kind of mutual funds to use. So you can pick up some of the hottest problem in your domain, and then use these the tools. What I talked about, a combination of software development and machine learning and the data science, and then do a couple of projects, and that will get you moving into the data science area.
Thanks a lot for that answer. Hello.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for that answer, Satnam. There's another question from Srinivas. He wants to ask, how likely is the role of data scientist or an analyst uh, to be automated if we look at a span of 10 to 15 years? What is the likelihood? And how is it going to get automated? What all areas?
So yes, Srinivas, thanks for your question. So I'm not sure whether are you trying to say that, hey, is my job going to be secured or not? If that's what you're trying to ask, there are when you talk about automation, definitely the machines and the machine learning and the data science itself, it cannot replace a data scientist. And I think I'm a strong believer of that. Obviously, there are tasks which are needed, which human can do. You need to take the business problem and formulate that as a data science problem, and that cannot be done by a machine. So, and there are pieces which can be automated by data science and the machine learning, which is something like cleaning up the data, trying out multiple models, comparing models, and there are a whole bunch of things which can be done. But when you talk about somebody like your a business director or your CEO, or somebody, a VP, and he's trying to solve some customer problem, and that problem he comes and talk to you as a data scientist, and he says that how can you leverage data science to solve this particular business problem. And then obviously you need to translate that business problem into the data science problem. You need to first see what data sources you got, right? And if you don't have that data source, then you will ask for it, right? I mean, you may need to collect that data. You may not have that data. So it may be a pilot project first to collect the data. And then you will sort of formulate that business problem into a data science problem. Is it a well-known data science problem, or is it a classification problem, unsupervised problem? Is it anomaly detection problem? What kind of problem it is? And it may be just finding a summary statistics. It may be as simple as finding certain distributions. It may be simple as doing some kind of a sampling. So it will all depend on what kind of business problem it is, and then you need to translate that into a data science problem, and all that cannot be automated.
Thanks for that answer, Satnam. Another question that I'm getting is, what steps can a fresher take who does not have any work experience? So what steps can such a person take to start in the field of data analytics?
Yeah, so it's a good question, and as a fresher, I would say you have an advantage and disadvantage. Advantage is, you are fresh, so you don't have any prior baggage, and so you can pick up data science field uh, from scratch. So there are certain things which you need. First of all, if you are a CS background or a non-CS background. So if you are a CS background, at least you have, some. I would say, the CS background will give you a leverage, that in a sense that you know the programming, because that is one of the foundation, that you need to know the programming. You need to know a particular language. Some people may say you need a Python, you need R. So I think anything is fine, but as long as you have the solid foundation in a programming language, combine it with the data structures and algorithm, that is the foundation you need. And then you build on a top of it. Then you need to have a data science knowledge, you need to have machine learning knowledge, and then you need to build a domain. You need to pick up a domain, take an internship, take a some early data analyst job, and then pick up that domain and start going deeper. And that's how it's going to start. And over the time, you will be also, depending on your interest, you may pick up some big data stack, how to do a big data processing, or you may get interested more in visualization, so you may pick up some more visualization tools and complement that with your data science skills. So this role of data scientist is, it's it's sort of a master of all, but you can't be a master of all. You may be a good in certain skills, you may be certain areas, and you may be okay in certain areas. So you have to see what you like most, and then where you have the strong competency, you build those skills, you nurture them, and then you go one step at a time. So I would say that participating in a structured program would also help. So it's all depending on how much bandwidth you have and what's your interest level, and I think things like that will matter a lot. But I think, just to rephrase what I said earlier, is you need the strong foundation in software development. You need to have the statistics, machine learning, combine it with the domain knowledge, and these are the required, and which you need to have it to pursue a career in data science. And then business skills, you will get it on the job.
Thanks a lot for answering that question, Satnam. Another question that I'm getting is, how will the advent of artificial intelligence in the future impact data science, and what will be the relation between the two going forward?
Yeah, so I would say that data science is more of a set, and then AI is a part of it. AI is something which is emerging a lot, and one of the key reason for AI is, earlier, the neural networks. I mean, neural networks have been there, uh, and AI have been there from 80s. It's just now we have a lot more compute power, and that compute has become cheap. And with the combination of this compute and the data, the amount of data we are getting is huge. All this Facebook, Google, Microsoft, all these biggies. Now everybody has a lot of data, and this with the lots of data with web and with the social media. And another big wave which is coming up is through IoTs. So IoT sensors will bring another wave in the data sources. And this wave of IoT, cloud, and combine it with the AI is definitely a new revolution in data science, which is going to be happening in next few years. So if you see the recent applications of AI is primarily into areas. Number one is speech, sort of like your personal assistants, Siri and all that. They are all based on learning, and they are all AI powered deep learning. You see anything to do with the image processing, the Facebook or Google, the way they categorize, the way they identify people, the way they auto tag, they identify people. It's all deep learning, and that is happening using AI and neural networks. Now, the next wave of things which are coming is automated chatbots, and that has an application in customer support, and lot more businesses are now looking that as an option for customer support. So I think in the next few years there will be a lot more applications which will be powered by AI. But I think human has to be in the loop, and in certain cases, if we really want to apply in the businesses, and maybe slowly it will be the more AI powered uh, engines would be taking over. So if you look at a decade from now, it is very hard to say even even a even a next year. But I think a combination of cloud, AI, and IoT devices, and this availability of cheap compute is going to be bringing a new revolution in data science and in the data analytics overall. There will be a lot more use cases. There will be a lot more opportunities to come up with new algorithms and new use cases to solve the problem. So it's an exciting time, and there will be lot many problems to be solved.
Thanks a lot, Satnam, for answering the question. I have another question wherein this person asks, how can data analytics be leveraged in the field of stock analysis? So stock market analysis. If yes, then how?
So first of all, I have not worked in a finance domain, so my knowledge would be, it's very, uh, I would say it's based on certain articles I have read so far, and maybe some of the small projects I have done so far, but I have not really worked in a bank or things like that. So, so first of all, if we look at the stock market, and I think there are you can sort of look at the key problem over there is forecasting. You would like to forecast that where the stock market is going to be, and it could be at a macro level and it could be at a micro level. So when you say macro level, you would like to use all the indicators from what is going on in geopolitical scenarios, what's going on in that particular country, in the world, uh, what kind of political situation it is. Is it a negative? Is it positive? Or is it neutral? Can you really quantify that? Can you take the web and figure out all the contextual knowledge related to that particular company? and then whichever company you are trying to investigate. And that macro knowledge is going to say a lot more about the economy, a lot more about that particular country, and then that particular company as well. And that's going to be more of a macro knowledge you will capture into a forecasting model. The another one which you need to capture is a micro knowledge, which is more local, or micro knowledge, I would say, is more about that particular company. You need to look at how that stock has been doing in the past, and what are the kind of changes it is going through it. Is there any seasonality in the stock? What happened to that stock when certain kind of events happen? A CEO left, or they launched a new product, or they acquired a new company. All such things will matter a lot in the stock performance. So even in the case of micro, there are algorithms and there are ways of forecasting which will be only doing a forecasting for next few minutes. It won't be forecasting for next few hours. So it also depends, how much you want to forecast. What's your horizon? Are you trying to forecast for next few minutes, for few hours, or few days, or even for just for a month? So it depends on what kind of level you are trying to forecast and what kind of analysis you are trying to do. And based on that, you need to capture the data and ask that kind of question. And the kind of algorithms and analysis which we'll be doing, it will be highly specific to a financial domain. You need to obviously churn whole bunch of financial data. So you need to derive a lot of financial domain features, and combine it with a time series analysis, combine it with even deep learning and the neural networks that have been very successful in this area. So again, it all boils down to what data sources you have and what kind of problem are you trying to solve.
Thanks a lot, Satnam. Just a few more questions. So this person wants to know what are the good tools for collecting data, and another follow-up question to that: what are languages should one know to become a good data scientist?
So collecting the data is actually, I would say that, depending on your interest. So there are a lot of data sources. I would say start with Kaggle. I mean, Kaggle has a lot of data sources which are, good for your learning, and they are freely available. There are a lot of open source competitions, and you can participate in them. And those data sources are from multiple domains, so you can pick up based on your interest. I would say that's a good starting point. Another data source is the UCI data source that is widely used in academic community. So I think these are a couple of good data sources. If you're really looking for some big data sources, Facebook has given some data, even Yahoo has given some data. They all are running into gigabytes and even more. So if you look out for data sources, there are plenty of them, and depending on your interest, even if you want to do more deep learning, there are data sources which is more images data sources. Those are available. And again, you can actually select the data source based on your interest and based on your problem which you want to solve. And I think the data sources I mentioned are a good place to start. Now, talking about the language, I said, depending on your CS or non-CS background, whichever language you have been using, I think right now the trend is, like, if you are just doing uh, some kind of a small data analytics, or you are making a wrapper on a top of some big data stack, in that case you will be either using Python or R. But if you are into big data processing, then Scala is the way to go. And Scala, Java, I mean, these have been primarily used in big data processing. And depending on, again, it's in your interest, like, are you interested more in a data engineering role, then you should pick up a more distributed computing language like Scala and all that. But if you're more interested in algorithms and more of a data scientist role, where you need to go deeper into machine learning algorithms and data mining algorithms. In that case, you may be using more Python and R. Over to you, Ravi.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Satnam. Just one final question. In the interest of time, we'll take a few more questions and then we'll close the session for the questions. So this person has a particular doubt where he says that he has 13 years of experience in the IT industry and more than 10 years of experience in banking domain. Now he's working as a project manager and he wants to know whether switching to analytics field help him in his career now, and so that is his question, and he wants to know what data science, data analytics has in store for him.
Yeah, so I think if I understood correctly, that person has maybe an experience of maybe around 20 plus years, right? Combined in two particular domains. So what I would say is that I mean that's a lot. That's a good news that you have a knowledge in multiple domains, and that is a very deep knowledge. So I would say that if you pick up a data science skills and you pick up data science knowledge, and just to an extent that you know how it is being applied and what are the use cases and what value it brings, I think that knowledge will actually help you to become sort of a leader at your place. And because going forward you may be getting into a role where you need to use a data science, and you may not be doing that data science yourself, and you may have some more uh, people to help you out. But I think as a data science leader, you need to give the various use cases. You need to share the intuition that do you need a big data stack? Do you need a small data stack? Or even for hiring, what kind of persons you need to hire? So it's important to get at least the some framework that what are the different set of algorithms, what's how they being leveraged and combined with the algorithms. So you need to get that framework and that mindset of applying the data science to the business, and that would help to grow further in your career path. So I think it'll be helpful, and it may not be just like I mean, depending on your interests. If you are just trying to go very deep, only becoming a sort of a techie and becoming only teching role, no people role or no leadership role, in that case, I think it matters a lot that you need to have a solid foundation is in software development, in statistics, machine learning, and so on. So I would say that if you have been into multiple domains and being a people leader, the next thing would be that how do you take up a data science leadership role and take help the organization to move the needle and to solve the business problems that needs the data scientists to solve it. So in your case, you will be probably hiring a couple of data scientists to do the actual job, but your task would be identifying the data sources, identifying the business case, identifying the use cases, and discussing the barriers and mentoring the team to produce what is required by the business, and make them focused and make them productive by giving all the infrastructure and the data sources and all the environment to be a productive data science team.
Thanks a lot, Satnam. Final couple of questions. One is what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning?
Yeah, so machine learning, if you look at machine learning, is you sort of like what you can think of, like if you given a data and there needs to be an algorithm which will learn from the data and then it will make a model of it. Now, in my understanding, and in sort of paraphrasing it, machine learning is more of a set, and deep learning is a subset of it. So machine learning includes all the algorithms, like even the classification algorithms. It could be any classifier, it could be any unsupervised machine learning, it could be any dimensionality reduction technique, it could be any clustering technique, it could be any classification technique. But when you talk about a deep learning, you are talking a very specific set of algorithms, and those set of algorithms are primarily into a classification, and those are also convolutional neural networks, which are being paraphrased as deep learning, because that set of algorithms need labels, and it needs a lot of data to really learn the structure out of the data. So if you have very less data and you don't have any labels, you can't apply deep learning. So deep learning is a specific type of neural networks, and it is being applied for the data sets which are huge, and they do have labels along with it. And typically, it has been very successful in natural language processing, in speech, in image processing, because there the data is huge and you do have some labels available. So that's more of a higher level distinction between deep learning and machine learning.
Thanks a lot, Satnam. Would you take a few more questions?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So this person wants to know. So he wants to know how is data analytics used to minimize risk in the credit card industry.
Minimize risk in a credit card industry. So, one of the places where data science is being used is to figure out that, okay, to profile the users, that what kind of users you should be given a credit card. I mean, if that is a question, like, again, I admit that I have not worked in a financial domain, but based on the question, what I understood is that you need to figure out, okay, what kind of credit you should give and which kind of people you should give, right? So you need to profile the user, you need to figure out their buying behavior, their risk behavior, and based on that, you will allocate some, uh, you will allocate the credit line, and you will allocate appropriate card to them. So far, I've seen that in the industry, logistic regression model have been used a lot, and they have been very popular. And the reason for that is they are very scalable, and they are also being so-called, the industry favorite child. And but again, depending on what data you got, how many features you got, gold algorithm, you can come up with any set of algorithms or any combination of algorithm to solve a problem.
Thanks a lot, Satnam. I think those were pretty much most of the questions that we had. And thanks a lot for this informative session. I'm sure that answers a lot of questions that all of us faced on the topic of data analytics.
Yeah.
Now we'll spend some time talking about the program. The data analytics course UpGrad has built in collaboration with Triple IT Bangalore. So let me just go ahead and share a quick presentation with you guys.
Mm-hmm. are you there?
Hello? Hello? Right. Hi. So my name is Ravi, and I'm a program manager at UpGrad. So for those of you who don't know, UpGrad is an online education platform, and our aim is to create educational programs which helps working professionals acquire new skills and reach their full potential. So as already, so we keep hearing a lot about data analytics, right? It has become the new buzzword, and there's no doubt at all that data analytics is one of the biggest potential fields in of the future. It is seeing a net growth rate of 24% year on year, and
Yeah, Ravi, are you sharing a screen?
hi, yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Is it not visible, Satnam? Hello.
No, your screen, nothing is visible on. It's a black.
Okay, let me just go ahead and share my screen again. Give me a moment.
Yeah, also your voice is breaking. Yeah, now I can see you, but your voice was breaking.
Yep. Can you see my screen
Yeah, I
now?
can see the screen now.
Right. So this screen
Yes.
gives a quick snapshot of the program that we have. So like I was saying, data analytics is one of the fields with a lot of potential for the future. And so when we went about we went about talking to a lot of industry participants. We spoke to more than 80 companies and a lot of industry experts like Satnam. And one of the interesting things that we found out from these conversations was the fact that there's a huge supply-demand gap in for data analytics professionals. So while there are a lot of jobs for data analytics, there are not enough qualified individuals, right? So the reason for this, and what is more interesting, what's surprising, is actually the fact that we have a lot of courses on data analytics currently available, both online and offline. So we again spoke to industry experts, and we tried to find out the reason why, despite there being a lot of industry courses, there's a huge supply demand gap. And we found out that the gap basically exists in the form of skill sets, right? So a lot of companies have skill sets that they want, and these skill sets are not necessarily available in the applicant pool. And the reason why this is happening is because a lot of courses on data analytics essentially focus on either of two. One, they either teach tools, or they lay out, so this is generally done by a lot of online programs, or they lay a strong foundation. I mean, they teach a lot of theoretical knowledge, right? So this is so a strong data analytics professional should actually combine three aspects. One, he should have a strong grounding in application of mathematics and statistics. Second, he should be technically sound. He should have knowledge of of tools being currently used in the industry. And third, most important of all, is that he should possess strong business domain knowledge, right? Which is something which is still missing from in the applicant pool, and something which is not being covered by a lot of courses. So with this in mind, we went ahead and designed an 11-month program on data analytics in collaboration with IIIT Bangalore, which is one of the leading institutes for higher education in the country. So this program essentially covers is extremely comprehensive, and and few of the differentiating factors which make this program unique is that it gives you a lot of industry relevant knowledge, right? So you would not just be picking up theoretical concepts from on data analytics, but you will also get hands-on experience of applying those concepts and frameworks to actual business problems, which is what we feel is very important in a data analytics professional. Second, you will get as a part of the course, you will be specializing in one of the domains of your choice, which can be one of BFSI, e-commerce, retail, life sciences or healthcare, where you will learn how to apply the concepts of data analytics into one of these fields. So what are the typical problems which are being faced by companies in this field, and how data analytics is actually helping solve those problems, right? So that when you step out, when you finish this course, you are actually ready to join a domain of your choice. And third factor which makes this program unique is it at the end of this program you get a postgraduate diploma in data analytics from IIIT Bangalore, which is no different from the offline from the one which you would get in a classroom program. And this actually gives you a lot of credibility in the job market. Talking a little bit more about the program curriculum, it is divided into 6 modules. In the first module, we'll learn about data management, which lays a strong foundation on data analytics and equips you with statistical tools. In the second module, we'll learn about statistics and exploratory data analytics. The third and fourth modules are devoted to predictive analytics and machine learning. In the fifth module, you will learn big data analytics, where you will understand how to navigate through huge data sets to derive insights, and how different frameworks are used to handle and analyze big data sets. In the sixth module, the sixth module is basically devoted to a domain elective of your choice, where you can customize your PG diploma by specializing in one of BFSI, e-commerce, retail, healthcare, or life sciences, like I mentioned before. In the seventh module, in the last leg of the program, you will essentially go through a 3-month capstone project, which will reinforce your learning of theoretical concepts which you have learned in the preceding months during the program, and you will use all those learning and those concepts and help solve a real life industry problem. And over the course of these 3 months, you will be mentored and evaluated by industry professionals on your business acumen and technical expertise. So you will be mentored throughout these 3 months, and at regular checkpoints, you will have one of these industry experts coming in and guiding you on what is working, what is not working, and doing some sort of a course correction with you. So this program is essentially in doing the program, you will go through, in a typical week, you will go through 6 to 8 hours of pre-recorded video lectures, wherein an industry professional, so in each of these lectures, an industry professional like Satnam Singh will come in and lay a business context for a problem. And then a faculty member for IIIT Bangalore will come in and explain you all the concepts related to that module. And finally, you will learn how to apply the theoretical concepts using one of the tools that we cover in the program. So these are R, Excel, Tableau, Python, Hadoop, and Spark. So this is what you will be doing over the week. Over the weekends, you will have a lot of industry interaction by means of webinars, which will be live in nature. So you will be interacting with faculty members live, and as well as industry members, which will help you resolve any doubts that you may have on the course or on the program. Finally, you will also get access to a lot of teaching assistant, right, which will be present with you throughout the program and help you resolve any doubts on programs, assignments, case studies, etc., etc. Finally, in each of these modules is about a month and a half long. So depending on which module it is, it still typically span a month or a month and a half. And in each module, you will do a lot of case studies. So these case studies are built in collaboration with a lot of corporate partners, such as, and to name a few, these are Cognizant, Genpact, Uber, Grameener, Irwin Mills, and the list goes on and on. The list is actually pretty long. Finally, this entire program also has a lot of offline interactions built in. On a monthly basis, you will be invited to our offline workshops, where you will get a chance to interact with the faculty members, industry experts, and also your peers face to face, because we feel that your peer group is one of the strongest sources of learning over the course of your program, right? And this is also because of the reason that your peer group will be very diverse in nature. They will belong to a lot of different industries, a lot of different locations, different verticals, and having different educational background and different experiences, right? So this becomes a very rich source of learning, and we sort of reinforce that through the offline sessions, offline interaction, and also by means of a discussion forum that we have on our platform. So if you visit our platform or take a demo, you will find out that we have a separate dedicated discussion forum where you can post any doubt that you have on the program at any point and start a conversation, an academic conversation, obviously with your peers, right? So with all of these aspects, you will get a chance to network with your peers and build a very strong community by the time you finish this program. On a weekly basis, you will also get a lot of assignments and case studies, case studies, and a lot of group projects, which will be academically rigorous in nature. There will be exams at the end of each module, and you will be graded on a 4-point GPA scale. Finally, I'll just talk about a few aspects of the program. This is 11-month in duration. You are expected to spend at least 8 to 10 hours per week. So you spend the first 8 months applying concepts and business context, solving case studies and live projects, and the last 3 months would be devoted to a capstone project, which will be a group project in nature. The delivery structure is audio-visual, online recorded content, which includes live lectures and also live lectures projects, a lot of P2P interaction. The program starts in March 2017, and we also realized that a lot of participants may not bring in background in some of these programs, some of these tools and languages that we are going to teach over the program, right? So in order to facilitate that and make sure that everyone is on an even keel by the time we start the program, 1 month prior to the program, we have a preparatory module, which will be access to which will be granted to you as soon as you enroll for the program. And this preparatory module will basically take you through the basics of R, Python, Tableau, and Excel. So by the time you start the program, you are up to speed with your peers, and you are ready to hit the ground running. We, as a part of the selection process, we have a test which essentially will test you on your quantitative skills, aptitude skills, and a little bit of programming skills. This test is generally waived off if you have very good scores in one of the leading national exams like CAT, GMAT, or GRE. We also have a lot of scholarships in place. So in case you score really well in our tests, or you have a very strong academic background, you will get to avail a lot of scholarships. Apart from this, I'll just quickly spend some time revisiting what makes this program unique. So this is, just to reiterate, this is a reputed IIIT Bangalore PG diploma program, which you are getting without leaving your job, which is one of the beliefs that UpGrad was founded on, that we want to help educate professionals gain industry relevant skills without having to leave their jobs and having to forego their income, right? This inculcates a problem solving aptitude in you, so that by the time you graduate from this program, you just don't have theoretical knowledge, but you also have a strong grounding in how to solve business problems and how to put your learning in the context of a real world business, right? We have contributions from world-class faculty from IIIT Bangalore, which needless to say are from the most reputed of backgrounds, and a lot of industry leaders from different reputed corporates of India. One of them is like Satnam Singh. Finally, we give you exhaustive academic support throughout the course of the programs to make sure that your learning experience is enriched and remains smooth. From faculty, industry lecturers, teaching assistants, and also peers. As a part of this program, we also provide you career support, which is yet another salient feature of the program, where we will help you connect to our network of companies, and we will find out opportunities in data analytics domain and help you connect with them. We also provide you resume mentoring support to make sure that you have a profile which is very strong and aligned towards what a data analytics resume should look like. And finally, we help you by means of mock interviews by making sure that when you step into the interview room, you have a strong idea of what to expect and what kind of questions generally come in, and you are well prepared. So yeah, that's a quick overview of the program. That's all I had to say. Unless there are any questions on the program itself, I'll go ahead and close this session. Thanks a lot for attending this. We are conducting a detailed data analytics roadshow as a part of our marketing efforts, wherein we'll be doing a lot of events such as these, a lot of webinars, and a lot of offline events where you'll get to interact with industry experts face to face, like Satnam Singh. Uh, and in these sessions, industry experts will be talking about a lot of topics in the field of data analytics. So do remember to check out the Analytics Roadshow and take a look at what events are coming up in the link which is being shared in your chat window. Finally, do remember to check out our website and the data analytics course and take a free demo. The demo is free. So once you sign up, you'll enroll yourself to a free demo, and then you can get a feel of the entire learning platform that I was talking about. Once again, thanks a lot for joining in. I hope to see you again in one of our upcoming events. So we have a lot of events lined up in January. So do check them out, do stay in touch, and reach out to anyone in UpGrad for any details that you would want on data analytics. Thanks a lot for attending. Take care and good night.